fast are Andre Berto's hands? I timed him in the gym. He threw 66 punches in 10 seconds. Do you ever time him? Because I know he and Amir Khan have very fast hands.
You know what? Accuracy is the most important thing. And I tell him all the time, and I'll tell even Amir, I'll take the fighter who's quick before I'll take the one who's fast, right? Because speed is in the body and quickness is in the mind, right? And quickness comes from repetition. You know, if you look at Floyd, nothing changes in the training routine. That's why he's able to process. That's the advantage he has. He mentioned his, he says some are fast or something, but the ability to process is there. And when you're able to process, and see, I understand the dynamics because I have a kid who's very similar. And what I told Andre Berto was, look, and I told Big Floyd this, I think one day we were in here, even you were there, you tried to instigate between us, you know, who would win in a fight, right? And I said, look, I'm not going to even go into that because I know sometimes how the media will lead Big Floyd on to get a sound bite, you know, a statement, because, you know, all you got to do is say something about Freddie Roach or somebody and boom, there he goes. You know, I'm sorry, Jimmy, let me shut this off, please. And I wasn't going to let that happen, but one of the things that he has to respect is you started your son at 9, I started my godson at 9. Your son was an Olympian, my godson was an Olympian. Your son won a bronze medal, my godson won a gold medal. Your son's undefeated, my godson's undefeated. Matter of fact, if I wanted to toot his horns, he hasn't lost since he's 12. Last time I counted, he's about 163-0, you see? And his career is not over, so the similarities are there. Also, the Midwest shoulder roll style that came from Luther Burgess on down through Bill Miller and these people that, you know, that Floyd Sr. picked up after he was shot. You know, because he didn't think he was going to fight anymore. And his style was, he hadn't learned that style up to this point. And they told him, he says, look, if you listen to me, you'll be able to fight in place. You know, just because a portion of your foot is damaged, you know, there's a style that I believe that you can pick up and learn. You know, Georgie Benton, the same thing, that same style. Well, then you have the style, the slip slide style, which came from Texas through Jack Johnson, right? That was handed down through Texas, and you see the strains of that. Well, the old coach that I studied under, Jimmy Simmons, was a master of that slip slide style. The similarities are the same, but the difference is that the lead hand is out as opposed to shoulder roll, which is in. And that's why I tell Berto, the biggest mistake you can make is to go for Floyd's shoulder. And that's the conventional wisdom, right? To go for his shoulder. But that's his rhythm, and you're going to pay a price trying to go for his shoulders. If you look at the mid-low over and over again, if you look at the mid-low, every time he throws a combination, what does Roger do? Taps him on the shoulder, right? So that's ingrained, right? So his instinct is to turn it in. So when you go for it, he broke it, just like catching an egg. You know, you gotta guide it into your hands in an egg toss. You know what I'm talking about. So he egg tosses your punch, he just rolls it in. But then you can't see the right hand, right? He's got options now. He can come straight, he can come up, he can come around, which he shows all the time. And depending on where his foot position is, determines what type of punch that he's going to throw. But he also uses it as a con game. Once he hits you 2 or 3 times, and like he did Manny, and gets you to hesitate, right? He will go into a posture, he'll play the monkey on you, it'll look like he's going to do something, but he's really resting. He's taking it, you let him get 5 or 6 deep breaths. Any conditioned fighter get 5 or 6 deep breaths, he's right back to point one. So all he's got to do is just posture at you like he was going to do something, and you kind of like, what is he going to do? Because he already hit me 2 or 3 times, and you just let him get some breaths, and he goes back and takes you through the whole routine again. So the beauty of the slip style, if you slip slide style, if you master it, and both styles have to be taught from the crib. You can modify it and still make it effective if they have an understanding of the lead hand, and it is able to offset a lot of different styles once you master. It's almost impossible to get to you once you really know how to perform the techniques and the style. So there are a lot of similarities there. It's like, I know if you look at the different coaches there, let's see, you had Ruben Guerrero, you had Freddie, you had Robert, you had all the guys that have gone up against Mayweather. Well, these are the Hispanic styles. So these are different styles. It's the beauty of boxing. They've come down, whether from the mountains of Mexico or to the desert of Mexico. I don't know, right? But George Gainford was from the South, right? His coach, right? So what do you see when you see Robinson? You see a slip slide style. You see the shoulder pointed to the middle of the chest. You see the lead hand coming out of the capsule, pointing at you. You see the cross my heart right hand position right here instead of here. You see it here, right? And so that's what made him effective.
Virgil, what